Keith, let's start with you giving me a detailed explanation for all that's happened so far.
Asking me for an explanation, huh?
Today is supposed to be the day that my little sister has her wedding with someone, but why on the day of her wedding were you showing up to it wearing the groom's tuxedo? When I saw you walking in on my sister's wedding day as the groom, I was more shocked than actually angered with you. Even now, I'm having a hard time showing any other emotions besides shock because of how outlandish you've been.
Well, as you've pretty much seen everything for what it is, I shouldn't have to give you an explanation for what's going on here.
No, I deserve an explanation for all of that because I currently cannot believe my eyes.
Oh, for crying out loud, I guess there's no way I'm getting out of this without giving you a rundown, so I'll give you that explanation. I'm going to get married to your little sister, Joy, okay? I'm sorry for keeping all that a secret from you. Now, can we get to the part where you divorce me?
Huh? Since when have you been going after my sister, and when did she start to think it was okay to marry my husband?
Well, about half a year ago, I started to talk with her about my feelings towards her. She was working at the bar that I loved to go to a lot back then, and when she came up to me to get my order, she asked me if I was her sister's husband or not. That, I guess, is what you would actually consider the start to all this. And, well, from that point on, I tried my hardest to resist her looks, but man, did the image of me being her in my mind look amazing. And bam! She had a hold of me, and there was no other way for me to free myself anymore.
So you really were taken away by her looks?
Huh?
I know that I've already let you in on this whole story before, but let me explain to you one more time. The reason for why I left my family behind 5 years ago.
What? Why would I need to hear about that again?
My sister, Joy, she, for some reason, takes a liking in stealing anything I lay my hands on, whether that be things or people. And as for my parents, they're the kind of people that look past her doing that sort of stuff to me and love her with all their heart. So to escape such a hellish environment as that, I ran away from my home, leaving everyone in my family behind to start a new life where I didn't have to worry about Joy. Don't you remember when I told you the reason why I couldn't introduce you to my family before we were married was because of that reason? I guess you don't, because in the end, even you, Keith, even you became another part of my sister's hobby and have been stolen away from me.
Oh, come on now. I'm sure that you might just think that your sister is stealing me away from you without any actual emotion to it, but she really does love me, and I love her even more back. And you, of all people, being her sister, should be glad that she's finally found someone like me that makes her so happy. You being not happy to see that just shows how horrible of a person that you really are inside.
And the same could be said of someone that tries to have a wedding with his wife's little sister even before getting a divorce.
Excuse me?
To be honest, I never even wanted to be at my sister's wedding today. Well, either way, I'm going to head home now after this.
Hey. Things have only just begun, and I want you around to see it.
Do you actually think I want to stick around and see the end?
Huh?
You went out and told everyone that you divorced me, and that's how you got all your friends to make it to the wedding today. But those friends of yours that you went out talking to happened to be my friends as well, and figured out right away that something was wrong when the invitation said you'd be marrying my little sister. This isn't going to end well for you, Keith.
Huh? The friends that we both get along with know about this? I don't remember telling any of my friends who are your friends as well about this.
You did, but I won't tell you who. But those friends of ours saw that you sent invitations that you planned to marry my little sister. They were shocked to see that, but were even more shocked that you were doing all of this to me after everyone thought we had such a good relationship. Either way, people know just how messed up all of this is, and the word will start to spread, and everyone will begin to leave.
What?
You can choose to continue with the wedding if you'd like, but don't expect there to be many people remaining after learning about the crap you're trying to pull. Be ready to have the whole world pointing fingers at you for what you've done and calling you a freak and an idiot.
What? That's... Your sister and I were supposed to have a beautiful wedding today and be celebrated by everyone we invited.
Well, with that, in a few days, let's start talks about the settlement I plan to ask from you.
You're planning to ask for money from me now?
And don't plan on coming home today, okay? I don't want to see your face right now, and I don't want to be sleeping in the same house as you anymore.
Wait, Heidi.
I'll be going now. What the heck, Heidi? Hurry up and get everyone to come back to our wedding. Huh? Why are you asking me, of all people, to do that? If you want them all back there watching your messed up wedding, then you go get them yourself. But you're the one that did all of this, so you have to get them back here or else they won't listen to me. Just because your husband left you for me because I'm better in every way doesn't mean you can just start talking bad about us and getting everyone to leave the wedding we planned out. What the heck are you thinking? I didn't do anything to make those people start leaving. Those people were all told by a friend of mine, and they chose themselves to believe your wedding is messed up and leave. And I was out of there before everyone else started to leave, so how's that my fault? I'm not responsible for their actions, nor am I going to be responsible for getting them to turn around and go back to you. So go out and get them yourself. Come back here right now! Heidi! It's been destroyed. You may have ruined my whole wedding with what you did, but I'm still going to be married to Keith, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now just divorce him already so that I can have him. I am going to hand in our marriage papers soon, and then make sure that his parents understand that I'll be his new wife. Do you even know where his parents live? What the heck are you talking about? You are living with them right now, right? Huh? Those 60-year-old people that you're living with are his parents, right? I really want to come over there and introduce myself to them, but you're always sitting in their house with them and it's driving me nuts. Can you please hurry up and get lost already? Wait, could you be mistaking my foster parents for his parents right now? Huh? Foster parents? After I left you guys in that house, I had gone out saying that I was a foster child who had no parents. And that's when I was able to find my foster parents who took me in even though I was already in my late teens. Did you not hear about any of this from Dad? Just wait a second. That means that the gorgeous house that Keith and you have been living in is... This is the house of my foster dad. Then what about Keith's parents? To be honest, I've never met either one of them either. He told me that right after he got into college, his parents went through a tough divorce and then moved off to different places without him. And ever since then, he's been without parents, and that all happened a while back, and he's never even heard from them since. Neither of us even know where they went, to tell you the truth. Huh? So I've never met either of his parents, and he was at least able to meet my foster parents before we had our wedding. Are you kidding me? So you never even talked with Keith about who the older couple is that we've been living with? Because if you asked him whether they were his parents or not, you would have gotten your answer a whole lot sooner. He just told me that I wouldn't be able to see them at the wedding. Well, him being vague with you about it and there being no explanation isn't my problem, but I will say this. Your reason for wanting to marry Keith hasn't been for him, but rather this amazingly beautiful house that I live in right now, right? Well, you getting to live in that house all by yourself with that older couple isn't fair. So that's why I looked for your husband, and when I found the bar he went to often, I applied for a job there and was able to make my move. I planned to marry him so that I could get that house and live there as well. And what about the name on that house? I made sure to double check the last name on that house and everything. And I can confirm that the last name on that house is the same as Keith's. And that's because Keith took my new last name in the marriage. Huh? When I was adopted by my foster parents after running away from Mom and Dad, they helped me change my last name since I'm legally their child now. And so that would mean that both Keith and I share the same last name as the owners of this house. That's why the name on the house is the same as his last name, right? What the heck? How am I supposed to let you get away with some stupid reason like that? Why didn't you ever tell me you changed your last name sooner? I assumed you would have heard from Mom and Dad about how I found new parents and they adopted me. But to be fair, you never even listened to what I say anyway, and On top of that, after I ran away, you started to tell everyone you kicked me out of the house and that I was mentally ill. That was you spreading that rumor, right? Why would I care about you knowing about my situation after running away when you go and do things like that? Ah, that's right. How about you change your story about getting adopted and make it seem like I was adopted by them instead? If you let me become their child, then I'll let you have Keith back. What? All right, that's a pretty good idea, right? No, that right there is anything but a good idea. Why is it not good? I'm giving you back the man you love so much, right? In your case, you should be begging me to give him back to you. This is your chance. You think I'm still going to love the man that cheated on me with my little sister? Huh? That bastard told me why he went after you a little while ago and explained how much he loves you over me. As well as told me that you've been together for 6 months now. He told you that already? The fact that you're getting surprised by that is surprising. Then, what can I do for you that'll get you to let me be their kid? No matter what you do, you're not going to become their child. But that's not frickin' fair. You always get to have things your way, Heidi. Then, Joy, if you really want to become their new child, do you think you can speak 5 different languages within the next 2 years fluently like me? Huh? You have to be pretty globally sophisticated to be their child, as well as know a lot about my foster dad's company. What the heck? Why do I have to do all that? The reason for me being their foster child is because I helped my foster dad's business, and will someday be the one to take over their company. And that's going to be happening in the next 2 years, so I have to be ready. What? What does this even mean? If you can't do that, then stop trying to be their next child, okay? Also, in the next few days, I'll be asking for a settlement from you. A settlement? Why? Do you really think you could get away with stealing someone's husband and there'd be no consequences for it? Unlike all those times in the past, you're an adult now, and the only thing that can save you now is money, not your parents. So don't go trying to find a way out of this one, because you won't escape me. But you're asking for money from your own sister. Well, that's still up for debate, actually. Whether you really are my little sister anymore or just some stranger to me. But either way, I'm getting a settlement. You're kidding me. In my case, I had my husband stolen from me, so I have the right to take you to court and make you pay for the damages caused. So make sure you pay every penny I ask for, and then get out of my life. But this shouldn't be happening.
Hey, Heidi, you're asking me for over $60,000? Why do I have to pay you that much? You should only be able to ask me for a smaller amount based on me cheating on you, right? I already have to deal with paying for that failed wedding and the wedding ring, but now I'm being asked to pay $60,000?
Well, when it comes to that wedding you have to pay for, you used both our money to start paying for it, right?
Wait, what?
And as for some of the money that I had in my private savings account, you used it as well on that wedding. I don't know how you figured out my PIN for that account, but you took my money without asking.
So you want me to give that back to you, huh?
Well, when you add in that money you took from me in our shared account, the settlement comes out to $60,000.
But I don't have that kind of money right now.
Do you not realize that you stole money from me to use on a wedding with my little sister while we've still been married? If you thought that was okay, then I find it okay to make you go into debt to pay me back. And you have no right complaining to me now, right?
But for some reason I haven't been able to get any response from Joy about this. And now I'm on my own, facing $60,000. Wait, what the hell is going on here? Why did I have to end up dealing with all this by myself? What did I even do that was bad enough to deserve all this?
Maybe go back and look at what you were explaining to me a little while back about what you did and my sister did. Anyway, I'm going to have my lawyer be the one to deal with you now. So take the number that's on that business card I left for you and talk with my lawyer if you have anything else to say.
And you're just gonna leave me now?
You already know the answer to that question, Keith. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait a second, Heidi. Having to get divorced from you in this manner? I don't have anywhere to go if you leave me like this. Heidi!
To start, let's talk about my sister, Joy. She had tried to get her parents to pay off the settlement I had asked for from her, but not even they had the money to pay for what I was asking. Just a little while back, the business they had ended up going bankrupt, and they had to sell their house in order to pay the bank, and have since then been without proper jobs. So with whatever money they all did have, they used to pay me, and then all had to move away into a small and worn-down apartment together. Joyce still hasn't paid everything off that I've asked for yet, but I'll make sure that she pays me little by little until she'd met the amount I've asked for. And now, here's what happened with my ex-husband. He had touched money that was not his in the first place, and even then, after using said money, he didn't have anything left to pay me that $60,000 I asked for. He ended up having to borrow money to pay the money I was asking for off. And then after that, was left with no place to go. He began stalking Joy in hopes of getting money from her, and also handed in marriage paperwork to the city office without her approval. But what happens next with those two now that they might get married will have to be saved for another day, when there's more time to talk. Hey, Chris, do you know where my bag is? The black one? I left it in the room with everything else of mine, but it's not here anymore.
What? I don't know anything about that black bag. Are you sure you didn't put it somewhere else that you're not remembering?
So you have no clue? Then what is this?
Huh? What is that? That's a photo of Rebecca.
That's right. And this is a photo that your ex-girlfriend had posted on her Instagram of herself. She wrote on it that this was a present from her friend, and she just loves it.
Have you been stalking Rebecca's Instagram or something? You need to stop doing something like that right now.
I wasn't stalking her, as she sent me this picture herself for no good reason. So what's that bag doing in this picture with her? Because that happens to be the black bag that I've been looking for. Are you really sure that you don't remember what happened to it?
I told you I don't know. Are you sure that she just doesn't happen to have the exact same bag as you?
You think she'd have the same bag as me? Well, I guess this all could just be one really big coincidence, right? Which is crazy because even the keychain that's on that bag happens to be the exact same one I had on it. You remember that one? It was the heart-shaped keychain that I got with my friend when we both went on vacation together.
Are you kidding me?
I'm the one that should be saying that, Chris. So we've come to the conclusion that this was all you're doing then? Hey, what the heck were you thinking? Taking something of mine like one of my bags and giving it to your ex-girlfriend as a present?
Well, she happened to take a look at your Instagram and told me that she wanted a bag just like yours. But you know me, I don't give a crap about bags. I had no clue where to buy a bag just like yours, right?
So that's your frickin' reason for stealing my bag and giving it to her? I'm not going to take an excuse like that for an answer.
Come on, you haven't even been using that black very much recently. I just assumed you didn't need it anymore.
It's not your decision to choose whether I still need something or not when it's my expensive bag. It was my bag, so I'm the only one that gets to choose what I want to do with it. And it's not just that that's a problem here, but also the fact that you took that out of my pile of things without telling me. And to top all this off, you tried lying to me saying you had no clue what happened to the bag, which has really ticked me off now. And all of this was done for one of the stupidest people possible, your ex. Why are you even talking with her anymore? You told me before that you and her had broken up a long time ago and you're engaged to me now.
I get that Rebecca is my ex, but she also happens to be a longtime friend of mine, so she's like a little sister to me. It's not my fault that I wanted to treat her to something she wanted, right?
You're telling me it's not your fault that you went and stole something of mine? Now listen to me, Chris. You need to start thinking about letting things go altogether with that woman. I understand that she's a longtime friend of yours, but she is also your ex, and you have a fiancé now, right? If you really viewed her as your little sister, then why did you date her? What is it with you wanting to give her anything she asks for all the time? You and I will be on dates together, and when she calls for you, you run off towards her. We even make plans to do something months in advance, and you'll cancel them to go out with her. I get that she was a good friend to you before you started to date, but could you stop all of this?
I'm sorry, but I'm telling you that there is nothing between her and I. I won't do anything like this anymore now, so just give all this up for me.
You've told me this plenty of times now about her, saying you won't do anything anymore. I think I've heard it over 10 times now, actually. If this does happen again, I will seriously not forgive you for it.
All right.
And as for my bag, I want you to get that back from her. I actually happen to really love that bag and use it more than you think.
What? You want me to get it back from her?
Of course you! You're the one that stole it from me and gave it to her.
Really? But after giving her something not too long ago and asking her to give it back so soon, that's a little wrong, don't you think? Don't you feel a little bad for her? I'll get you a new black bag, all right, Wanda? Just give up on that bag for me, please.
Huh? Why do I have to be the one to give up and walk away from all of this without any of my things? Don't you feel bad for me since you stole my dang bag? I loved that bag a lot, and I will not love any other bag like I loved that one. Go get that bag from her right now.
All right.
Wanda, I'm so sorry. I heard all about your black bag from Chris. I never knew that this bag happened to be your bag. I didn't know a thing about that, all right? Okay. If you had no idea that the bag he gave you was mine, then there's no use in getting upset with you about it. I just got a text from him, though, saying that he got it back from you now, so there's no worries between you and I. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. But hey, I just wanted to let you know not to get upset with Chris, okay? Huh? Well, he told me that you were really upset with him about this, and that seemed to really crush his spirits is all. I told him before when looking at that picture of you with the bag that I really liked it. And I guess he just really wanted to give that same bag to me as a present. I don't think he meant anything bad by giving me your bag. So, can you please stop yelling at him for something he thought was okay? I see. Well, for the time being, things are fine because he got my bag back from you. But the reason for me getting that upset with him is because he should know better than to steal other people's things like that. But you shouldn't be getting so upset that you start coming off rude, right? That's not good for anyone in the end. If you keep griping with him over something like this after today, you guys will soon lose the happiness you both share. And to be honest, it's not cute at all of you to be that upset with him. That's a good point. Well, I'll be a little more careful next time. Now, let me just tell you something now that we're talking. You'd better be careful around him yourself. As of right now, Chris thinks of you as his little sister, and that's his reason for wanting to be around you all the time and treat you. But if things like this keep happening, I'm not going to be a happy camper at all. We are planning to get married soon, so could you please think about distancing yourself a little from us? He's thought of me that way? I'm so sorry. He and I have been together ever since preschool, so that's probably why he sees me that way. Even I feel as though he's like my older brother or something. And when he and I dated for a little while, things really felt that way all the time. And to him, he thinks of you as someone like his mom. He said that when you get mad at him, it's exactly like his own mom getting mad. Is that right? Well, anyway, just make sure that you keep a little bit more distance from now on so that we can all be happy. Sounds good. See you again. I can't believe I was stupid enough to forgive you after that last incident with my dang bag. I cannot believe any of this now. I am done with all this.
What's wrong, Wanda? I told you today that I had a little get-together after work, for work, and that you shouldn't try talking to me during it. Did you not remember me telling you any of that before?
What is it with you right now, that attitude you have? Are you drunk or something?
I'm not drunk. I just happen to have 5, maybe 6 drinks is all.
You're freaking drunk then. Well, who cares? Now, you tell me right now what's going on with this.
Huh? What's that a picture of?
I'm sure it's a little hard to tell by just the hand, but this is a picture that Rebecca just posted on Instagram. And when it comes to that ring on her finger, you happen to know about it, right? Here's a little hint, by the way. My engagement ring has been missing since this morning when I've woken up.
I happened to give Rebecca that engagement ring.
Why?
Well, Rebecca had been telling me lately that she wanted a ring to go with some clothing she bought recently. And the ring I gave to you happened to be perfect for her. So that's a pretty good thing, right?
I think so.
But I happened to forget about this thing called ring size. Your fingers are huge compared to hers, like hands from a gorilla or something. So I had a jeweler go and cut the ring, and then shrink it to her size.
What?
You're a lot fatter than Rebecca, I guess. I laughed my butt out when I thought about that.
You really must be drunk to be okay saying all of this in front of me. Stealing my ring from me and all?
I'll get you a wedding ring here soon, so who cares about that engagement ring, right? You won't be wearing that engagement ring anymore after that. So it's totally fine for Rebecca to have it, right? And since she's not a freaking fatty like you, she looks a lot better wearing it. Same with that black bag of yours I gave to her before. She looked a lot better carrying it around.
The fact that you've given your ex-girlfriend the engagement ring you gave to me even shows that something is very wrong with you. Just letting this go over like all those other things is not going to teach you anything. I'm not forgiving you this time.
What?
Take a look at this first. That woman put this picture on her Instagram a few days ago. 3, to be exact. And she commented that this picture was from her bachelorette party at a hotel. There are even more pictures of her there in a hotel room drinking lots of alcohol.
And what's that got to do with me?
Take a really good look at this picture, please. I want you to look in the mirror that's placed in the background.
The mirror? Ah!
Why the hell are you in that mirror's reflection? And why are you in it only in your frickin' underwear?
No, wait! That's not what you think! This is all a total misunderstanding. That's not even me!
What? That's not you standing there pretty much nude? I guess I'll have to go and ask some other friends of yours who they think is in that mirror. Maybe I'll even try asking your mom and dad about who this might be.
No, wait a second! You have this all very wrong! You seriously have all of this wrong. I already told you that there is nothing between her and I, right?
I wonder if you're really being honest with me when I have a picture like this as proof. You were at a hotel with a woman who is not even your girlfriend anymore, yet you had most of all your clothing off? Also, on this day, you told me you had to stay late for work because of overtime, right? All of the information is still saved in our texts, right? From that day? You've once again lied to me and gone out with her. Who the hell is going to believe there is nothing going on between you both now?
I'm telling you that you really have every single thing about this wrong. During that time, rain! There was a lot of rain. To get out of the rain, I went into the hotel and took all my clothes off to let them dry. And I just happened to run into Rebecca at the hotel where she allowed me to do that in her room.
What? Is that right?
That post she made on her Instagram must have been a stupid mistake on her part. She's just playing around is all. There's seriously nothing going on between us. Honestly.
So this is all in my head then? You think I'd say something like that about this? When you've been cheating on me with that woman this whole dang time?
Huh?
You thought this was the only picture I had as evidence of you both still being together? Ever since you started to get real close to her again, I've been on your trail. I even asked a professional to help me out. You've even gone over to her house to be with her and have some fun, huh? That pro made sure to take lots of videos and pictures for me. All of you being around Rebecca and doing all sorts of things with her.
What? You're lying.
What the hell was that about her being like your little sister again? You tell me you want to do things like that to your little sister? Frickin' gross. Makes me want to call the police on you for thinking something like that.
Wait, just hear me out, all right? I have something I really want to tell you about. So please, listen to me.
You don't have to be that freaked out about all this, all right? I'll let you explain why you did all of this to me right now. But of course, right after that, we'll be talking about you paying me an out-of-court settlement, okay?
Please just wait a second. I'll go and get that ring back from her right now. So please just listen to everything I have to say to you about this.
I don't need that ring anymore. It's not my size anyway. Just throw it in the trash or something for me now.
What?
I'm heading back to my parents' house. When I call for you to come over, you come. I want you to hear the full reality of all this in person while my parents watch. Rebecca! Good evening. No, I have nothing to do with him. So he's already told you about what's coming then? Well, then I don't need to explain all of this to you now. Was it fun for you? Going out with your ex behind his fiance's back and taking all her things? And texting me about all of this like you had no connections to what he was doing to you? Was that fun? I never meant for things to end up this way. He was hiding everything from me this whole time. I never actually thought he'd give me your engagement ring to match my clothing. All right, you can stop it with all the bullcrap now. You both must have been laughing about me while together all this time, right? Man, I have been waiting for this day for a very long time. I got a lot of photos of you both together, but I really wished I would have gotten more. Funny that you still went ahead and did all of this after that last warning I gave you, right? What was it that I said? Something about staying the hell away from us? But I never knew about all of this going on. Go ahead and tell me you never knew. That's a good one. Do your parents know about this? That you have yourself a sugar daddy? Huh? Wait, what? What are you talking about? I'm talking about that anonymous account you have online. When I heard from my friend about it, I knew exactly who she was in all those pictures. You have that account to hide your life with Chris from everyone else, right? You happened to even post a picture of you with my black bag on it bragging about how Chris gave it to you, right? Remember that comment that said you thought you got a new brand bag, but it's secondhand? Well, that was me saying that. Anyway, this is how I found out about you having your sugar daddy. I really want to tell your parents about this right now. About you and Chris and everything that's come with it. Stop that! Please, don't do that. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. When you're posting things like this online, you need to be more careful about what's in the photos and when you take them. We live in a world where anything you put online can be seen by everyone, no matter how hard you try to hide it. This has all been a good learning point for you, right? I'll ask for your payment for this later on another day, all right? You'll be coming to pay it off, right? If you don't pay me, I'm going to tell everyone you know about this sugar daddy account. You're not getting away from me. After that day, I happened to get a load of messages from both Chris and Rebecca asking to talk things through. But I was sick and tired of looking at all the stupid excuses they both had for the crap they've been pulling, so I just left them both on red. In the middle of the night, I went over to Chris's place while he was with Rebecca and grabbed all my things to take back to my parents' house. And a few days after that, myself, Chris, and Rebecca, my parents as well as Chris's parents, all got together to talk. I laid out all the pictures that I had of those two and started the long story of explaining everything that had happened. Chris's parents became ghostly white while I explained everything, and I almost felt bad for the both of them because they didn't seem to have a sense of anything anymore. When I finished my explanation, I told everyone that due to Chris cheating on me while we've been engaged, I would like $22,000 from the both of them. And after all of that was finished with, Chris's parents went and took him back to their house as he cried, and my parents asked that Rebecca leave and never come back. Later, Rebecca's parents were told about what happened, and soon both Chris and Rebecca were disowned by their parents. And not only did they lose their parents, but most of their friends and coworkers found out about what had happened and started to lose them one by one as well. As of right now, those two are pretty much left with nothing and look as though they're never going to smile again. Chris has gone and brought Rebecca into his home, where they both live and never come out as often as they used to. I hope that the way I acted this time towards the both of them treating me like crap will make them regret everything. And I think with the money I've received from the settlement, I'm going to take a vacation somewhere relaxing. I'm already in the works of planning the trip out, and I want to make sure I have as much fun as I can knowing these two are living the worst days of their lives. Maybe I'll even find myself a new man on this trip. I am so looking forward to this. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hi, Vittorio. Are you working overtime today again?
Oh, hi Loretta. Sorry, I was just about to contact you and tell you myself, you see. I'm currently busy right now with the project I'm working on, but one of our team members says he can't work overtime today, so it was decided I would take his place.
That's what you say, but in reality, you're just so bad at your job that you have to do overtime to finish, right?
I don't think I'm that bad at my job, but...
Anyways, you're going to come home late today, right?
Yep. Judging by what I still have left to do, it'll probably be past 10 when I get home.
Is that so? If that's the case, then I'm going to leave the house and leave you the divorce papers.
What? The divorce papers?
I want to get divorced with you.
What are you suddenly talking about, Loretta?
Sorry, but I've already decided that I'm going to divorce you.
I'm telling you, what in the world are you talking about? I'm trying to ask why it is that you want to get divorced. It feels like you suddenly splashed a bucket of cold water on my face, so explain yourself.
You see, I got proposed to by my boyfriend.
What? Your boyfriend?
Yeah, today was our 1-year anniversary. We've been going out for a year now. We went to a restaurant with a nice view of the city at night, and that's when he said that he wanted to get married to me. To be honest with you, I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I had already decided that I would get divorced with you as soon as he proposes to me.
Hold on, Loretta. This means that you cheated on me, right?
No, it's not like that. This isn't cheating because we love each other from the bottom of our hearts.
Oh, so you're going to use that excuse if it's not cheating if it's true love?
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
That's what almost everyone who cheats says when they're caught. They don't like how the word cheating sounds because it makes them seem like they did something wrong, which in reality they did, but they deny it by saying that it isn't wrong because it's true love or whatever.
Huh? What's your problem? Why are you suddenly just accepting that I'm divorcing you? You're not even a little mad that your wife got stolen from you by another man?
Well, to be honest, I do feel a little shocked, but you just told me that you're cheating on me a bit too openly, so I kind of feel calm and a little exasperated. I mean, I guess this also means that I didn't really love you anymore, and I was just kind of living with you because you were my wife. I didn't realize it now, but you opened my eyes with this news of yours.
Is that so? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I don't care what you think anymore, because I found someone so much better than you. You can do whatever you want from now on, for all I care.
That's so. Well, I'll ask you just in case, but you're not going to tell me later on that you actually don't want to get divorced when you were the one who asked for it, right?
Of course I won't. You see, my boyfriend is highly valued at his company and is soon to get a promotion. Unlike you, he isn't as useless to be told by his company to move to their subsidiary company as a demotion after your current project is finished.
I'm getting demoted. Where did you get that information?
You said it yourself, right? That your company was telling you to move to the subsidiary company once you were done with your current project?
That just means I was chosen to be one of the founding members of our new subsidiary company. It doesn't actually mean that I'm getting demoted.
Shut up. Unlike you, my boyfriend is both handsome and competent, and he's headed straight for a promotion. If you want to get back together with me, then you have to get a higher position in your company than him.
It seems like you've got no intention of listening to what I actually have to say.
Yep, I don't. I heard that truly competent people never work overtime. But you, on the other hand, are so incompetent that you work overtime almost every day. Not only that, but you're going to be moved to a subsidiary company once your current project is over. Someone like that doesn't deserve to be my husband, no matter how you look at it. I don't want to have to listen to a piece of trash like you.
I don't deserve to be your husband, huh? Now that I think about it, I seriously don't understand why you think so highly of yourself. I mean, you can't even support yourself with that salary you earn from that part-time job of yours. Anyway, I still have work to do, so I'll end our conversation here.
What? So what if I don't earn enough money to support myself? I only got a job in the first place because you kept complaining about how I just laid around all day. It's not my job to support myself in the first place anyways. It's yours as my husband. You're just so incompetent that you can't even earn enough money to do that. My new boyfriend, on the other hand, is different. Once we get married, I'll never have to work a day again in my life and do whatever I want all day.
Yeah. What makes you think I wanted to hear all that by then?
Vittorio? Hey, I still have more stuff I want to tell you. Don't just go. You're going to agree to divorce, right? At least answer that. Vittorio, this is why people always call you incompetent. Hey, you didn't turn in the divorce papers yet? But I want to get divorced with you as soon as possible, though.
What? I mean, it's not like you can just immediately marry this boyfriend, you know?
I know. It's a law that I have to wait at least 100 days after I get divorced until I marry him, right? But I want to finish that 100 days as soon as possible, which is why I also want to get divorced with you as soon as possible. Come on, don't you even get that? Seriously, you're incompetent not just with work, but with stuff like this as well. Jesus, you make me hate you more and more by the day.
Yeah, but there's not going to be any progress until you tell me who this guy you're cheating on me with is, right?
Huh? It's none of your business. Why do you need to know who my boyfriend is anyways? You can't tell me what to do now that we're divorced.
We're not divorced yet, you idiot.
What? But you're just too afraid of losing me and won't turn in the divorce papers. Please just hurry up and turn in those divorce papers. Oh, and could you leave that house you're currently living in?
What in the world are you talking about?
I mean, the location of that house is perfect, right? I just can't let go of such a comfortable place to live in, you know. Not only that, but you're going to be single after we get divorced, right? You don't need an apartment that big with 3 bedrooms, a living room, and a dining room.
Well, that's true, but this is a company-owned apartment, which means that you won't be able to live here once we get divorced.
Why not?
Because you have to be family of a company employee to live here. Seriously, can't you even figure that out for yourself?
Oh, so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to make you take all the stuff you left lying around here as well.
That's not going to be a problem.
Why is that? I mean, you just work a part-time job that has nothing to do with my company, right?
I'm not going to tell you why.
Huh?
Anyways, you're going to be leaving that house, right?
Well, yeah, I guess. I'll be single after we get divorced, so I'll have to leave this apartment, since one of the conditions of living here is that you're going to be bringing in family with you.
Alright, then that means that either way, that house is going to be mine.
Huh?
Never mind. Just turn in the divorce papers for me. That's the last thing I'm going to ask of you.
Hey, Loretta. I just turned in the divorce papers earlier.
Oh, so you finally turned them in. Jesus, it took you 2 months. Seriously, 2 months? Why didn't you turn them in sooner? Did you think that if you delayed turning them in, my feelings might change and I would cancel the divorce? Wow, I guess you really are incompetent from start to finish. You see, a truly competent person wouldn't just wait around hoping for something to happen. They would set things into motion and make it happen themselves.
Anyway, I also found out who you were cheating on me with.
Huh?
His name is Benedetto Barone, right? He works on the same project as me and we're on the same team.
What? You found out?
Yep. Benedetto also works for me at the company. I'm his boss.
You're his boss?
Yeah, I'm the project leader, and Benedetto is just a regular member of the team with no special positions.
No way. But he told me that he was your boss at the company.
Well, he did always complain how he had to work under me while I was younger than him. He was probably too proud to admit to you that it was actually the other way round.
What?
The reason I found out that it was Benedetto is because you've been giving me hints as to who it was from time to time.
What? Did I really tell you that much?
Well, first of all, the way you always say I'm incompetent. Well, you see, Benedetto always calls me that as well for some reason, even though I'm his boss. You've been spending time with him, right? That's why you probably picked it up from him. You see, I don't know whether you're conscious of this or not, but it was bugging me how for some reason the two of you were so alike.
Is that it?
No, I have more evidence. The day which you mentioned the divorce to me was also a hint. You see, on that day, Benedetto ignored the work he had to do and went home at 5, instead of doing overtime like he was supposed to. By the way, that's why I had to work overtime that day. Not because I was so incompetent that I couldn't finish my work in time. So, I asked one of the other employees about it, and apparently he was going to propose to a girl he's been going out with. That's when a few hours later you texted me saying that you wanted to get divorced with me, since you got proposed to by your boyfriend.
Huh? But that could all just be a coincidence, you know?
Well, that's true. There's data saying that in Italy a couple gets married once every 50 seconds. I guess the number of proposals is a bit lower than that, but it should mean that it still happens at a similar rate, right?
Yeah, so stop talking like you know for sure who it is. You don't have any concrete proof it's him, do you? I know you probably want to make him pay an alimony, but too bad.
But I'm not done.
What? You still have more?
It was our conversation about the company-owned apartment that made me certain it was him. I said that you wouldn't be able to live in this house anymore once you get divorced with me, right? But for some reason, you were talking as if you would be able to live in this house after you got divorced. That must mean that whoever this was you were cheating on me with was an employee at my company.
Huh? Did I say something like that?
After that, I hired a detective agency to find out who it was you were cheating on me with and gather evidence. At the same time, I hired a lawyer to handle the divorce.
Huh? A lawyer? Don't you think that's a bit of an overreaction?
Even you know that you have to pay an alimony if you cheat on your husband, right?
Well, yeah, but Benedetto said that he is going to be promoted soon and be given a larger salary, so he's going to pay for my alimony as well.
Benedetto's getting promoted. Where did you get that information? Oh, never mind, you heard it from Benedetto himself, didn't you?
But I heard that Benedetto was going to be given a managing position at the subsidiary company you were going to be sent to as a demotion.
What? Not only is he not going to get a promotion, but he was fired, you know.
He was fired?
Oh, let me explain first. First of all, you seem to think that I'm getting demoted when my company says that they're relocating me to a subsidiary company. But in reality, it just meant that the project team that me and Benedetto were part of is going to become its own subsidiary company. You see, the employees who were asked to join this project team were basically receiving a promotion.
A promotion?
Yes, provided that they didn't mess up while working on the project, like Benedetto did. Oh, by the way, I became a department head starting from today.
Huh?
You see, as the subsidiary company was started today with our CEO as the project owner, your Benedetto, who you love so much, wasn't there.
But he told me that he was headed straight for a promotion.
He was lying to you. On the other hand, what I'm telling you right now is the truth. Besides, he was fired before the subsidiary company even took off.
What? Why was he fired?
If you'll allow me to borrow you and Benedetto's words, it's because he was incompetent.
Huh? He was incompetent?
You see, the only reason he was asked to join this project team in the first place was because he stole the work of other employees and made it seem like it was his own.
What?
It looks like he was talented at sucking up to his superiors and stealing others' work to make it seem like his own. But once he actually joined the project team and had to actually work, he was completely useless.
But he said himself that he was headed straight for a promotion.
Maybe he thought that just becoming a member of a major project like this was guaranteed to give him a promotion later on. But too bad for him, I guess. Because whether you get promoted or not depends on the work you do while you're actually a member of the project team. It looks like Benedetto didn't understand this, so everyone in the company's evaluation of him suddenly dropped. Not only that, but we found out about how he had stolen others' work in the past, so he was ultimately fired.
Vittorio? If what you're saying is true, then I don't mind getting back together with you.
And why is that? Didn't you tell me yourself that you weren't going to try and get back together with me in the future?
Yeah, but that's because I thought Benedetto had a higher rank in your company than you, which is why I went with him in the first place. I mean, you got a promotion, right? On the other hand, Benedetto was fired. I can't just marry an unemployed person, you know. I think the best option for the both of us would be to just go back to our old lives. Why don't we just forget all of this ever happened, shall we?
Why?
Huh? What do you mean, why? Because I don't want to get married to an unemployed man.
But I'm too incompetent, remember? I'm so incompetent that I can't understand a word you say, so all I can say in return is, why?
Stop joking around.
Why?
Seriously? You're still going to say that?
But you haven't answered my question yet. If you have no intention of answering me, then I think I'll just go now.
What do you mean, answer your question? What kind of answer should I give you?
Well, I guess you'll have to talk to my lawyer from now on. Unlike me, he's very competent, you see.
Vittorio!
Oh, and I sent all of your stuff that you left here to Benedetto's apartment.
What? No way.
Well then, bye. Immediately after this, my ex-wife Loretta tried barging into the company-owned apartment that we used to live in, but I had already moved at the same time the subsidiary company was launched. It looks like Loretta didn't think of this though, and so she repeatedly rang the doorbell and banged and kicked on the front door. Eventually, someone called the police on her, and they had to come take her away. Luckily for her, she got off with a warning, but because of this, Benedetto found out that she wanted to get back together with me, and so they got into a huge fight. That's when the alimony I asked from them arrived. Both of the alimonies, the one I asked from Benedetto and the one I asked from Loretta, arrived on time at a later date, being paid up front, but it looks like it was enough to completely use up both of their savings. Not only that, but since both of their parents had cut ties with them, they had no choice but to continue living with each other. Loretta now works multiple part-time jobs, supporting Benedetto, who is finding it difficult to find a new job. Apparently they constantly have fights every day.
Hi, Lauro. I'm done with work and I'm on my way home. What are you making for dinner today?
Hi, Pia. Thanks for your hard work today. I think I'll try and make a quiche today.
What? A quiche? That's the thing with a lot of vegetables, right?
Oh, yeah, it is, I guess. You said yourself that you wanted something that looked fancy and would look good on your Instagram page, so I decided on making a quiche.
Yeah, but do quiches even look that good?
Yeah, I think it does. I don't know about Instagram and stuff, but I think it'll look good if you take a picture of it or something.
Yeah. I guess it's good if it will look good on Instagram, but... Yeah, no, I've made up my mind. I think I'm going to stop living with you now.
Huh? What are you suddenly saying, Pia? But it's only been 3 months since we started living together.
Yeah, but... I know you're good at cooking and can make food that looks as good as it tastes, and thanks to that, I've been able to get a lot of likes on Instagram, so you were very valuable to me, but...
What? What do you mean I was very valuable?
You know that I don't like vegetables that much, right?
I know. That's why I cut the vegetables that I put into the quiche very thinly, and made sure that the bacon and egg that I know you like stands out.
You think about nutrition too much, Lauro. That's all you think about, whether the food you make is healthy or not. This outweighs the fact that your food looks good on Instagram.
Actually, I make sure the food tasted good and looks good as well, and I don't get why you're getting mad. You said yourself that you wanted to have a better diet, so I always try to make food that I know you'll eat, and looks good as well.
I wanted you to make me dishes without any vegetables. That's what I meant when I said I wanted a better diet.
What? So you're just not going to eat vegetables anymore? Besides, I don't think there are any dishes that don't use at least some sort of vegetable. What you're saying is impossible, Pia.
It's not. How hard is it to just not put vegetables in your dishes? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore, though. You failed me as my boyfriend/personal chef.
I was your personal chef?
Yes. That's why I made you move in with me in the first place. I'll go and eat out somewhere tonight, so could you just leave already? We're breaking up, so goodbye.
Hey Laura, it's been a while. You don't have any work today, right? Why don't we go out drinking tonight? There's something important I want to ask an old friend advice for. You know me better than anyone else, after all. Hey Adamo. Long time no see. Are you free tonight? Well, I guess I'm free. But sorry, I'm in a bit of a pinch right now, and I'm really in no position to be giving people advice. What's wrong? I don't have anywhere to live anymore. Huh? Why in the world did that happen? Did you lose your job and run out of money or something? No, it's not like that. You see, I started living with my girlfriend Pia 3 months ago, since it seemed she really wanted me to move in with her. Oh, the girl that you've been dating for a year now, right? You moved in with her? Yep. But she kicked me out last night. Apparently, she only wanted me to move in with her in the first place so I could be her personal chef. Huh? She kicked you out? What in the world did you do to make her that mad? And what do you mean she only wanted you to move in with her so you could be your personal chef? I'm not the one at fault here. Probably. She's just crazy, all right? It took me way too long to realize that. What do you mean, probably? You see, it seemed like Pia had very high expectations for my cooking. And she said that she wanted to improve her diet now that I was living with her. That's why I thought I needed to do something about how she hates vegetables so much. I see. Which is why I made sure that all the food I made had a balance of nutrients. I tried cutting the vegetables thinly and mixing it in the food so that it wouldn't stand out, and made sure the food looked good in general. I tried this and that, but yesterday she told me that she wanted to improve her diet without eating any vegetables, which, as you know, is impossible. Huh? Is this girlfriend of yours nuts or something? What do you mean she wants to improve her diet without using vegetables? Yeah, but apparently by improve her diet, she didn't mean she wanted to eat healthier, just as she wanted to eat food that looked and tasted good. She got mad when I told her that I was making a quiche with vegetables in it, which is when she kicked me out yesterday. Huh? She kicked you out for putting vegetables in a quiche? Aren't those supposed to be full of vegetables? This girl of yours is spewing nonsense. Right? I tried telling her that, but she wouldn't listen to me and kicked me out, saying that I was a failure of a personal chef. Last night I temporarily moved my stuff into a trunk room and slept in an internet cafe, but I really need to find somewhere to live soon. Why don't you live with me then? In fact, that's just what I wanted to talk to you about tonight. What? Your house? That's a really kind offer, but it's a bit too far from my office. Don't worry about it. Huh? What do you mean by that? You see, I actually moved near where you live, or where you used to live, I guess. Really? Yep. I thought it was about time to move out of the tiny apartment I've been living in since university. You'll probably be able to reach your office in 20 minutes from where I live. Where is it, by the way? It's the high-rise condo near A Station. A high-rise condo? Since when do you earn enough money to live in a high-rise condo? I don't. The room I got is on the lowest floor as well, so it's not that expensive in the first place. You see, I thought about living in one of the higher floors, but my sister Gina lives near here and will probably come visit me from time to time. Oh, that's right. Your sister is afraid of heights, right? Yeah. So what do you think? Want to move in with me? What exactly do you mean when you say I'm going to move in with you? I meant, do you want to share a room with me in this high-rise condo? You want to share a room with me? To tell you the truth, I was planning on sharing the room with my cousin at first, but this cousin of mine suddenly had to go on a business trip abroad before he was able to move in, so I thought I could share it with you instead. Oh, I see. Well, what are we going to do about rent? We'll be splitting the rent, of course, but it's still going to be cheaper than your rent when you used to live on your own, so I don't think it's a bad deal. This is a very generous offer, I guess. If you want, you can come live here and see what it's like before you decide whether you're going to move in with me or not. At least you'll have a place to stay before you decide where you're going to live, right? Yeah, that'd be really helpful. Thanks. I think I'll take you up on your offer. Tell me if there's anything that I can help with, all right?
Hey, Lauro. Why are you going in and out of a high-rise condo? I saw you this morning while I was on my way to work from A Station. By the looks of it, you're obviously living there now. What is the meaning of this? It's only been 1 month since we broke up, and now you're suddenly living in a high-rise condo? Since when did you earn enough money to live in a place like that? What in the world happened after you moved out? Reply to my text, Lauro.
Thanks for making me a lunchbox again, Laurel. It was delicious as usual. My colleagues thought I got married and my wife was making these. You're welcome, Adamo. I'm glad you liked it. Especially the boiled bell pepper seasoned with soy sauce. The soup stock went so well with the vegetables. To tell you the truth, I've hated bell peppers ever since I was a child, but this was delicious. Yep. I know you love soup stock, so I thought you'd be able to eat the bell peppers if I cooked them in it. Was I correct? Yep, right on the mark. Seriously? Sharing a room with you was a great decision. You're so good at cooking, Laurel. Sorry. You have to make my sister's lunchbox as well now, though. Don't worry about it. Your sister Gina always looked like she loves the food I make, so it made me happy looking at her. What exactly do you mean by that? What? Are you attracted to my sister or something? Huh? No, that's not what I meant. Is that so? To tell you the truth, sharing a room with you has been great for me as well. I hate cleaning, so I'm so glad that you do all that stuff for me, Adamo. You're welcome, I guess. Consider it my way of repaying you for your delicious food that you make. Tonight I'm planning on making the stew with asparagus and chicken that you like. Oh, nice. All right, now I feel a lot more energized. Yep, let's do our best with our remaining work this afternoon. Yep, I'm not going to do overtime no matter what today. Lauro, what's this dish with the sweet carrots you put in my lunchbox today called? It's called carrot glaze. You know, the one that you see a lot with hamburgers or steaks. Oh, that stuff. It was so delicious. Could you teach me how to make it? It looks simple to make, unlike what you usually put in my lunchbox, so I could probably make it as well. Sure, of course. All right, I'll buy the carrots on my way home from work then. Why don't we make those for dinner? Got it. Laurel, do you have some time right now? There's something you need to see. What's the matter? Are you still looking at your ex-girlfriend's Instagram page? No, actually I never did. I couldn't be bothered with all that Instagram stuff. Seriously? What about Pia's Instagram page? Did she cause trouble or something? Yup. I found out about it through Twitter, but apparently people are bashing her. Wait, what? Why? You should see it yourself. I don't want to spoil the fun. 2 months ago, you got a text from your ex-girlfriend asking why you were now living in a high-rise condo, right? Oh, yeah, I did. I didn't reply, though. It looks like she's desperate to get back with you. So you're definitely going to get involved in this, especially since everyone is bashing her on Instagram. I think you should take a look at what she's doing quick. Alright, got it.
Hi, Lauro. Long time no see. Hey, why don't we start living together again? You see, I've thought a lot about it since you left, and I came to the conclusion that I need a boyfriend like you that's good at cooking. It'd be even better if said boyfriend lived in a high-rise condo. And the first person that came to mind was you. You're living in a high-rise condo now, right? I have no idea how you suddenly started earning so much money, but you're incredible. As a reward for your hard work, I'll move in with you again. I'm sure the view from one of the higher floors of a high-rise condo is breathtaking. You can probably see the whole city, right? So, what do you say? Let's get back together, shall we?
Long time no see, Pia.
Hi, Lauro.
It seems you have quite a few misunderstandings, so I'll correct you first. I live in one of the lower floors, so the view is the same of that of a regular apartment.
What? But I thought you were making a lot of money now, and that you lived in one of the highest floors. Don't you want to get back together with me?
No, I don't want to get back together with you, Pia. Now that I've had time to think, I don't know why I put up with you for 3 months in the first place, since you clearly only saw me as your personal chef. Besides, I'm sharing a room with an old friend of mine now, so you can't move in with us.
Huh? That's not true, Lauro. I said you were my boyfriend / personal chef, not just my personal chef. There's a difference. And what do you mean you're sharing a room with a friend of yours now?
The day after you kicked me out of your apartment, he suggested that I move in with him at the high-rise condo he rented. He said he was initially planning on sharing a room with his cousin, but since his cousin suddenly had to go abroad, he invited me to share a room with him instead. It was really good timing, actually. We're splitting the rent between the two of us.
Seriously? Alright, then just kick this old friend of yours out then. That way I can move in with you, right?
That's impossible.
Why?
He's the one who invited me, not the other way around. It's my friend who owns the room in this high-rise condo.
What?
If we're going to cancel the room sharing, then I'm the one who'll have to leave, not him.
No way. But that's going to be a problem for me.
Oh, are you talking about how everyone's bashing you on Instagram?
Huh? But I thought you didn't look at my Instagram.
Apparently you were terrible at cooking all along. You used to post pictures of my cooking claiming it was yours, right? But ever since you kicked me out, you've been posting pictures of salads you bought from the supermarket that you just put on plates, haven't you? Your followers noticed this and now they're bashing you for being a faker. And instead of trying to calm everyone down, you got mad at them in return and only added more fuel to the fire.
You saw all that?
Yeah. I usually don't even use Instagram, but the friend of mine who I live with told me about it after finding out what happened through Twitter.
What? It spread to even Twitter? Now everyone's going to know.
Yeah. Eventually they figured out where you live, and now you can't live in your current apartment, right? You remember that I was living in a high-rise condo now, and so you came up with the plan of moving in with me and posting the food that I make on your Instagram again, claiming that you made it. And if you got back together with me, not only would things go back to the way they were, you could now also be able to live in a high-rise condo. That was what you were thinking, right?
Seriously? How do you know all that? Fine. It's alright if we don't live in a high-rise condo. Just start living with me again. You see, I already canceled the contract at my previous apartment because I thought I would be able to move in with you at your high-rise condo, so I have nowhere to live.
Huh? You canceled your contract at your apartment even though you didn't know how I would reply?
I canceled it because I thought you would be thrilled to live with me again. Come on, you'll let me live with you again, won't you?
No thanks. I'm done with you bossing me around, Pia.
What? But I'm giving you the chance to get back together with me. We could go back to the good old days. Remember how happy we were back then?
You were the only one enjoying our time together, Pia. I realize that now.
Huh? Why are you saying that? You're saying that you didn't enjoy our time together?
I did at first, but slowly living with you turned into a nightmare. You see, I finally noticed what was wrong with our time together once I moved in with my friend. Not only did you never pay for the ingredients that I used, but you never even said thank you to me for making your food. You treated me like some sort of servant, Pia.
What? That's not true. I never thought of you as my servant. And isn't it only natural for the person who's going to make the food buy the ingredients themselves?
Actually, it really isn't. Especially when you were the one who always asked to make food for you. You see, my friend that I live with here always thanks me for making him food, and looks so moved that I sometimes think he's exaggerating. It really makes me feel like there's a meaning to what I'm doing. Not only that, but he doesn't make me do all of the housework, unlike you. My life right now living with him is so much better than my life living with you.
Fine, I get it. I just have to thank you, right? That's so easy. Thank you for always cooking for me while we were together, Loro. There, I did it. Oh, and I don't have any complaints about your cooking except for the fact that you used vegetables.
I already told you, I have no intention of getting back together with you. Besides, you're clearly just saying that so I would agree to living with you again. It's obvious you don't actually mean it.
Huh? Of course I mean it. Why don't you want to live with me again? I already made so many compromises.
Sorry, but I started going out with my friend's sister.
What? You found a new girlfriend already?
Yes, I already have a girlfriend, so getting back together with you or living with you again is both impossible.
What? No way. Then where am I supposed to live, huh? You see, my parents cut ties with me after this incident, and I have no one I can rely on anymore. You can't just leave me, Loro. This is your fault.
I don't see how this is my fault, and it's not my problem whether you have nowhere to live anymore. You yourself kicked me out of your apartment knowing I had nowhere else to live, right? You get what you deserve, Pia.
Please, do something about this, Loro. You're the only person I can rely on.
No, don't contact me ever again. I'm blocking you now. Goodbye. I found out what happened to Pia after that through her Instagram page, which was still a battleground. Pia had nowhere to live now she left her apartment, but for some reason decided to stay in a 5-star hotel. But 2 days later, people on the internet found out again that she was staying there. Apparently, this caused some sort of trouble for the hotel, and so they refused to let her stay starting the day after that. Not only did the internet find out where she was staying, but they also found out where she worked, which caused trouble for her office also. And so, her office had her relocated to another office in the countryside. But she refused this location and quit voluntarily, saying that she would no longer be a fabulous city girl when she was relocated to the countryside. After that, she started posting these strange emo poems with pictures of the night sky or nature as the background. But one day, she suddenly stopped posting, probably because she could no longer pay her phone bills. And so I blocked her Instagram as well and decided to put this whole incident in the past where it belonged.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.